Good morning, Bob. First one. That was Nibble over there, and she did her meow, and now she's back in her room, doing her part. Good morning, Janine. Good morning, Susan. I hear her meowing back there, but she doesn't want to contribute anymore. Well, it isn't really an advancement yet. It's something that's brewing, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I should know in the next few weeks. What's really great is that they're just giving me a lot of opportunity to show what I can do. But I will tell you, I feel more appreciation from this place than I ever did at Disney. Disney just doesn't appreciate their employees. Apparently these days they don't appreciate their customers either, but that's a separate issue. And my cat's showing his butt again. Oh, there's Nibble. Just a little bit of Nibble. That may be all we get of her. Yeah, Walt would not be on board with this. The garbo of cats. Yeah, exactly. Hiding in the corner, peering around, thinking that we don't see her. If 90% of her is hidden behind the wall there, we don't see her apparently. And now she's gone back to her room. Nibble has left the building. Although I still hear her back there. She's a weirdo. Yeah, that's it exactly. She's a very antisocial cat. Oh, there she is again. She wants to be alone, but she wants the attention too. I'm sorry, Nibble, those two things are in conflict. Got to prove every once in a while she's alive. See, she'll take treats. They just got to be on her terms. Life still feels so left out. You sit there and wait. Maybe you can get one this time, right? As Nibble goes back to her room. Okay, well, so much for that. Yeah, well, Byte especially is trained for the live streams because the second the laptop comes out here and gets put in front of the couch, he's like around, just hanging out. It's like he knows what's coming. I don't know if he makes the connection yet that it's the first day that I'm home all day from work that it happens. I don't know if he figures that out yet, but when the laptop comes out here, you know, from that point on, it's he's just he's just out and about and making himself, making everyone aware he's here. Everyone being me. It's okay, everyone else. You can talk. Susan doesn't have to carry the whole conversation. Susan, you are officially Rhonda today. There we go. There's somebody else talking. Hi, Connie. How are you doing? Yeah, you're our honorary Rhonda today. With all the rights and privileges therein. Yeah, we got to do our daily weather report here. How hot is it where you are? You have no evil twins, huh? We'll have to work on that. That's good. Connie's doing better. That's always good to hear. I love it when there's conversations that are going on that don't involve me. It doesn't have to be about me. Well, as you know, we got like water rationing going on here because of what's going on in the lake, and that hasn't really bounced back. And it's, you know, looks like it's going to be another hot summer like last year. And they haven't been making as big a deal about the water rationing, but I expect that will happen because we haven't gotten a lot of rain this year. But there is a loophole with the water rationing rule that says basically if you have new plants, uh, you're allowed to break the rules a little bit. So what I've done is, since I got new plants in the front yard and new plants in the backyard, um, I've actually set up a second program on my sprinkler timer that waters just those sections. And so I don't water the whole yard, but I water just the sections that have the new plants on it. So the new plants are doing really well. And the garden, of course, those are all new plants too. So I water those. Now, it's really hard for them to monitor what you're doing in the backyard. And most of the stuff I have is in the backyard. So, you know, even if it wasn't new plants, I could probably get away with it. But there is that one section out in the front yard that's next to the door that I have to worry about a little bit in terms of people seeing. But like I said, there's that rule that says if it's new plants, you can water it more regularly. So no, but I've been thinking about like putting some like of that mulch material that's like bark or something like that to hold the moisture in. I think we're supposed to hit what 105 today. Let's see, what does it say? That one. Oh no, 103, 106 tomorrow, 106 on Tuesday, 105 on Wednesday. So we got maybe a cooling streak coming after tomorrow. Yeah, 75 does sound nice. We don't get down to 75 at night. It is really nice going out walking at night, though. I like doing that. That's about the only time where it's habitable outside. Go out and do my little walk and then come back and soak in the pool. Ain't much better than that. I guess my mom was saying that things are a little cooler there too. It's just into the 90s for her, I think. Yeah, she's just doing her thing, doing a little cleaning up around the house. Got to do that. My sister's birthday is coming up in a few weeks too, so I guess she's gonna go do some birthday shopping with my niece. They want to keep it a secret for some reason. Bicycling is fun too, but I kind of like just walking because it's a little bit more calm and relaxing, and you're not just zipping past everything really fast. You get to kind of enjoy what's going on. Is it a big numbered birthday? No, no, not really. I think she's going to be 57. Your birthday is May 34th. That's a good way to keep the year numbers down, huh? Armadillos and rabbits aren't so bad. I'd be a little concerned about the alligators, though. No alligators in here around Waco, so far as I know, except the ones in the zoo. I think you got to get down near Florida to find a lot of alligators. I think it must be a metric calendar, where there's 100 days in every month. You have a neighbor who has an armadillo cave and another one who's hunting them. That's interesting. Yeah, it isn't really a promotion yet. It's it's a potential opportunity, but I like the fact that they're giving me special projects. That's a good thing. It shows that they have confidence in me. My boss keeps telling me that I'm set it and forget it. He likes that. He says that he could just say, okay, these are your responsibilities, and then he doesn't have to worry about it. He just knows they get done. He also told me something else that I thought was I was kind of proud of. He says that I've only been doing this material handler thing for about 6 months. When I first took the job, he told me I've got big shoes to fill for the person I was replacing. And he told me yesterday that he thought I had about 90% of the job wired. So he's right. There's still a few things that don't happen very often that I'm not sure what I would do if they came along. But in terms of 90% of it, yeah, I don't really, I got it pretty much wired. Know what I have to do when I have to do it. One of the things I've told him before is I love the autonomy I have for the job. I don't have someone, kind of hovering over me, saying, okay, you're going to do this now, you got to do that. And, it's just, I know what the responsibilities of the job are. And as long as everything gets done, it's like kind of on my schedule. I get to decide, okay, now I'm going to do this, now I'm going to do that. And, I love that autonomy. I am the manager of my own destiny. AC's doing okay. I still got to get him out here to patch me up, and the pool's doing great. Ever since I replaced that pump, there hasn't been any problems with it. Remember a while back, I was having problems. They kept tripping the breakers, and that has not happened since I replaced that GFCI plug. And the pump is very reliable now that it's been completely rebuilt. Pool is nice right now. It's a nice 88 degrees, which is perfect weather for me. How's my mom doing? My mom's doing good. It's been really hot in her place, but I guess it's cooled off a little bit. But she's still not really going outside a lot. Um, but they are glad that it's cooling off a bit, so that's a good thing. She's been battling birds, and she's got like a seasonal wreaths that she puts on her front door. And apparently, a few months ago, a bird built a nest in that, and so she's trying to keep the birds out of her wreaths now. She's got different types of wreaths now that she's hoping maybe will be less attractive to the birds. Yeah, I think management they are looking at me as management potential. I don't know. We'll see. We're playing it by ear. Gonna play it cool. I don't really have customer contact here. I mean, I deal with some vendors, which is sort of the same thing. But instead of them being my customer, I'm their customer. Or no, the other way around. Instead of them being, yeah, no, I guess what I said was right the first time. I'm not their customer, they're my customer, or something. One of those ways. I don't know. Yeah, I went to the LGB library, LBJ library with Jordan a few years ago. No, I haven't been to the ranch. Honestly, LBJ wasn't one of my. I'm not really a fan of his. The guy was a horrible racist. I mean, I'm sure it's a very beautiful place, but I went with Jordan just because you know what? It's a presidential library. Yeah, but that doesn't mean I have to approve of him. I mean, Adolf Hitler was a major figure in German history too, but that doesn't make him a good person. Not that I'm comparing LBJ to Hitler, but yeah, it does help to understand the history, to understand the times. Yeah, I'll agree with that. He was significant. I think the most recent thing I've listened to a little bit is that band that opened up for Flaming Lips a little over a year ago when I saw him with Jordan when went down to Willie Nelson's ranch. It was Willie Nelson's son. He's in a band called Particle Kid. It's sort of in the same vein of Flaming Lips, if you know that, if you know them. It was a good opening band, and it was interesting because it was just a week or two after I'd gotten my new seeing glasses. These are my readers, but my seeing glasses, and it was the first time I'd been to a concert wearing them. And I mean, it was like that was a great concert to see anyway. It was a very visual concert, but it was like seeing it in high definition for the first time. And so that was a very memorable concert for that reason. I don't know. I'm kind of getting into the stage now, and I don't like that it's happening, but I'm a little less uh, into like newer music. You know, sometimes I can be dragged kicking and screaming, but his band Willie's son's band name is called Particle Kid. Here, I'll show you what their album looks like. I got it over here. Let's see, is it out here? Or did I put it back? There it is. All right, let's get the show back on the road here. That's the latest album there called Time Capsules. Let's see, what's I always forget what his first name is here. Hang on. Micah Nilsson. So that's the album there. Pretty good album. It's like I said, it's kind of in the same vein as the Flaming Lips. So if you're kind of into Flaming Lips, you'll kind of hear a lot that you like with this. Yeah, I still like Johnny Cash. I'm a huge Ramones fan. Wasn't so much into Black Flag, Pennywise, or No Effects, but at the time, like a lot of those bands were popular. I was like into the Dead Kennedys and some of the bands like that, the Cramps. Yeah, just Google it, Particle Kid. I'm following his Facebook page right now, and I guess they got another new album. coming out here pretty quick. I think when it comes to me, it isn't necessarily I'm closed-minded to new music. I'm just not listening to like music radio. I'm listening to more talk radio these days. I like the Traveling Wilburys. The way it's going though, it's going to be the Traveling Wilbury because they're all gone now. Petty's gone, Orbison's gone, um, George Harrison's gone. It's just Bob Dylan and the guy from ELO. Locked on his name here. Jeff Lynne. Surprised I forgot that. I'm such an ELO fan. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I like the Traveling Wilburys. I still pull them out and listen. I don't actually have any albums of theirs, but everything's streaming these days now, so you can just listen to it that way. I probably should get a few Traveling Wilbury albums. I would, but I mean, I love so many of the people that were in the Traveling Wilburys. I was a huge Beatles fan. Still, I'm a huge Beatles fan. I love ELO. I loved Roy Orbison. Tom Petty had his moments. Bob Dylan has his moments. Yeah, we're getting to that age now that the people we like are going to start passing. Already have to some extent. I mean, a lot of the people that I was into, in the '90s, I was into, Nirvana and Soundgarden, and I mean, Chris and Kurt are both gone. Was into Alice in Chains, and Lane's gone. Mick Jagger turned 80. That's hard to believe. See, the Stones, there's songs that I like and songs that I'm not as into. Painted Black was always a great song. Um, I love that song. Sympathy for the Devil, that's a great song. But there's a lot of Stone songs I'm not as into. Yeah, Jumping Jack Flash, that's a good one. It's hard to make a list though of music that people like because everybody's tastes are different. My musical tastes changed significantly when I started hanging out with Jordan because Jordan's into uh, you know some really different stuff. Yeah, see, Satisfaction, I never was into that one. In fact, I like Devo's version of Satisfaction better. I didn't hear that Paul was working on a new Beatles song with stuff from Yoko, but I heard there was talk maybe of um, doing AI, using AI to reproduce the some of those songs. I don't think that would work. I don't know. Yeah, huge Devo fan. Devo is I think one of the most underrated bands of the '80s because everybody just thinks of one song when they think of Devo. But Devo had just album after album after album that were just stunning. In fact, they're doing a I think their final tour right now. I might have to make it a point to go see them. Yeah, right. Yeah. I saw Devo a few times. In fact, there's a live album that I was actually at the concert when they recorded it. Freedom of Choice is great. Yeah, Are We Not Men? We Are Devo. That's a great album. So many great songs. That Whip It, that's the song that everyone thinks of when they think of Devo. It's probably their worst song. Jocko Homo is a great one. Uh, Beautiful World is a great one. Um, can't believe I'm going to say this on the live stream, but Penetration in the Centerfold is a great one. No, Devo, Devo. Are We Not Men? We Are Devo. Blockhead, that's a great song. I got like I think it's a 2 disc set of like really, really, really like 1977 era Devo, back before anyone heard of them. It was like live footage or live concert footage of them. I like the Birds on some level. Yeah, I don't go much back past the '60s. I'm not really into much in the '50s, but I like some of the stuff in the '60s. The Monkees. I love Monkees for a completely made up boy band. They're a classic. Anyone ever heard of a band in the '60s called the Monks? Pick one, Susan. Not really into folk music, so I don't know if I could go there. But Motown's great. Yeah, Animals were good. Paul Revere and the Raiders, The Doors. Yeah, I think one of the times I saw Devo was at a Lollapalooza too. I saw Metallica, or not Metallica, Soundgarden at a Lollapalooza too. That was the year it was them and Pearl Jam and the Red Hot Chili Peppers and a few other bands. I remember those specifically though, because those are bands that I was into at the time. Yeah, so like the Traveling Wilburys that are now the Traveling Wilbury, it's the Monkey. Hey, hey, I'm the Monkey. You thought that was funny? That's good. I'm glad somebody did. No, no, he wasn't one of the monks. He was one of the monkeys. It's a different band. I like the Monks because if you really listen to it, they almost sound like the world's first punk album. This was like 1968, so that predates punk by like almost a decade. Were the monks? Well, it was monks like the religious sect. So it was Monks. Yeah, I don't know if I ever saw the movie My Girl. I know the song though. Wasn't that a Macaulay Culkin film? Beach Boys to some extent. I was into them a lot earlier on, but I don't know. I guess they had their moments. Four Tops, yeah. Bernadette, not as much. I'm ashamed to admit, but I do like ABBA. They got some really nice songs. Unfortunately, they got lumped in with the whole disco thing, mainly because that song "Dancing Queen." I think I only got one. I think I only got one Beach Boys album. I think it's Pet Sounds. That's a good album. Yeah, good vibrations. It had its moments. So it was one of those songs, like I said, that they're known for. Little Deuce Coupe, Give the Beach Boys Christmas, huh? Might have a digital version of that somewhere. What's my life theme song? I don't know. I don't know if I could answer that question. Okay, so we've covered 60s. Let's go to the 70s. What about the 70s? What songs or bands do you like in the 70s? Never was into the Buckinghams. Yeah, Styx was 70s, early 80s. Not so much into them. That was a little too synth pop for me. Kiss was in the 70s. I wasn't really into them in the 70s, but I went and saw them a few years ago with Jordan before I moved to Texas, and I'll admit it was the greatest stage show I'd ever seen in my life. Fleetwood Mac, not so much. I don't know. They had their moments too, but I was more like Black Sabbath, Alice Cooper. Those are great artists or bands. Crazy Train. Love that song. Maybe that's the theme song of my life. School's Out. Yeah. Elected. That's a great song. Elton John was a great artist too. I like a lot of his stuff. Tiny Dancer is a great song. Elton John was great as the pinball wizard uh, in Tommy, in the movie Tommy. Kate Bush, never really into her. And in terms of Elton John, I like the original version of Candle in the Wind. Simon and Garfunkel, yeah, I like Simon and Garfunkel. Thanks, Tracy, but it's not really a promotion at this point. There's something that's maybe brewing, and we're going to see what happens. Um, but I'm glad that they're giving me more opportunities. Sounds of Silence, yeah, that's a great song. Oh yeah, Paparazzi, definitely. They were running for Paparazzi when they crashed. Yeah, rest in peace, Sinead O'Connor. Yeah, what did she pass away from? I don't know. I didn't hear. Does anyone know? Suspected suicide. Oh, I didn't hear that. That's always sad when that happens. That's really sad. Yeah, a lot of people just can't. When you lose a child, sometimes that's really hard to get over. I mean, it's always really hard to get over, but some people can't. Yeah, that was one of her songs. I think the squirrels are up on the roof again. The pecan trees are starting to produce pecans, and every once in a while I hear something hit the roof and then roll off the roof, and it's usually the squirrels grab a pecan, knock it off, and it lands on the ground. Yeah, but it probably wouldn't have happened if the paparazzi weren't chasing him. Hello, La Claros. Remember the time we took you? I took you on the roof. So much fun. Okay, yeah, well, okay. There goes another pecan. Yeah, I heard the Eagles lost their lost a member too. Wasn't really a Lisa Marie fan that much. It was just found out news that somebody I was aware of, probably nobody else is, but that I was passed away just a day or two. He had Lou Gehrig's disease. He was part of the Guided by Voices thing. Um, and what he was, he appeared in a Guided by Voices music video called My Kind of Soldier. Um, his name is Beetle Bob, and he appeared at a show I was at, and let's see if I get any pictures of him. He died of Lou Gehrig's disease just recently. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, this is where it would be. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, that's Beetle Bob right there. He's kind of a local legend in, like, I think the St. Louis area. And what he would do is he'd go to concerts and he'd just dance around like a lunatic. And so if you ever go search the Guided by Voices song, the music video for the Guided by Voices song "My Kind of Soldier," the whole video is just him dancing. And he showed up at a concert I was at, and when they played "My Kind of Soldier," he did his dance. So, I was at that show, like I said, and that's Beetle Bob. He died just a couple days ago. Had Lou Gehrig's disease, I guess, ALS. Oh, this is the wrong night, though. That was one I'm looking for. It was a New Year's Eve show. That one. I guess I wasn't aware that he was there both nights. Yeah, there's Beetle Bob again. So it's hard to get it so you can see it, but he seemed like a really nice guy. Let's see, what did I miss here? You thought it was more fun going into the house? Yeah, I know. How many people do vlogs where they take you under their house? Not many, right? Always willing to give you that little bit extra. A lot of people take you outside their house or inside their house. How many people take you on top of their house and underneath their house? Just this guy. Paid $26,000 for that video. No, I know. I've never seen the underside of a house either. That was why when I had the opportunity to do it, I knew I had to get in there and check it out. Remember when I got under there too, the camera fogged up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're gonna have to really boost the views on that one to pay for that. I don't have a video yet that's broken $500. Well, no, I do have one that broke 500. I don't have one that's broken $600. So 26,000 is a long ways away. Yeah, I wouldn't mind people doing that. I mean, I'm helping my friend Matt with his channel here. What I do is I just started up at the beginning of the live streams. They play all, and we'll run 8 or 10 of these videos, get them some views. Always promoting my friend's channel here. Go check him out if you haven't already. It's called Island Horizon Videos, and it's on YouTube. He's already got like 1,200 videos. It's insane. Considering I'm just a little over 900. He's been doing things about a third as long as I have, and he's already got more videos than I do. Yeah, they are great. I really hope. I'm glad he's sticking with it. Um, but I hope he continues, and eventually, I hope somebody will realize how great that is, and start following him, and he'll start getting some money off of this. I don't think he's got, what, 300 and 350 subscribers. He's not even to the point yet where he can monetize. It's not too hot out yet. It's probably in the low 90s, but we're supposed to hit like 102 today. So it's going to be a hot one. Yeah, Island Horizon videos. Check him out. He lives on the big island of Hawaii, and basically he just, you know, he's got quite the life because he's just a few miles from the beach. I mean, on the big island of Hawaii, everyone's just a few miles from the beach. But hey, look who's here! Rhonda's stopped in. She must be on break at work. No, I don't talk to Matt a whole lot. We do digital messaging, from time to time. There's another pecan. Come on up, bite. Rhonda's here. You need to talk to some sane people. Well, I'll see if we can find some for you. Yeah, I've thought about maybe harvesting some of the pecans, but at this point they're squirrels. They're squirrel food. Here, I'll run outside and get a couple of them so you can see what's falling off the roof. Because every once in a while, I hear them hit the roof and then roll off. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. Get myself back into the live streaming position here. Get my eyeballs on. Yeah, these are some of the pecans. I think this is one of the ones I saw fall. And you can tell the squirrels are enjoying them because they take just a little bite out of each one. You know, there's another one. They just take a couple bites out of it, and I guess it knocks it off the tree. Co-workers are making you crazy, huh? Yeah. Well, that's my thought. You know, I like having the squirrels around, and so I intentionally feed them. And you know, if the pecans are feeding the pecan tree, feeding off of the pecan tree, then you know what? That's great. So you're a poodle mom now, huh? It's too bad about your cocker spaniel passing. No, Jordan was never a huge collector of DVDs. In fact, you know, oftentimes he he would give away his stuff. Every once in a while, he would just get to a point where he'd just give stuff away. He did the same with CDs. He had a little bit of a CD collection, and at one point he just grabbed a whole bunch of things and decided he didn't want it anymore, and he basically gave it all to me. And so probably I don't know 10 or 15% of my CDs are ones that I got from him. Well, this was way before he was vlogging. You know, he'd been in that apartment that you all saw him in at the beginning for a number of years, and it was just a tiny little place. You know, it was just got one little room, and there was a sink slash not even really a kitchen. You had a small mini refrigerator, a microwave, and I think a hot plate, and then there was a bathroom. The whole thing was probably you know 300 square feet, maybe 400 square feet. It was tiny. It was a bedroom and a bathroom, basically. Yeah, I have a pretty decent DVD collection. I showed it to you once. Weeding out your collection, giving it away to an SPCA thrift store. That's good. That's a good thing. A lot of people are going over, you know, trying to ditch the physical media for like streaming, but I don't know if there was one streaming service where I could get everything, I would jump on it in a second. But you know, you got to subscribe to 40, 11 different streaming services to get everything. And you know, some of them may just be one or two things that you'd want. It's like why would you subscribe to a service? You know, I have two streaming services I watch. I have Netflix and I have Paramount Plus, and that's it. Yeah, I'm the same way, Rhonda. I like to have a hard copy too. You know, my internet goes down. I don't want to be cut off from the world. That's another problem with the streaming. You know, they'll have it for a while and then they won't have it anymore. Do I have a metal roof or shingles? It's a shingles. Think about clear surfaces and minimalism as a goal. Yeah, as you can see from this place, there's no such thing as minimalism here. The whole house is this way. What's on Paramount Plus? I'm a Star Trek nerd, so Star Trek's on there. But anything basically it's a Paramount movie, and so we've got Beavis and Butthead is on there, and I'm a Beavis and Butthead fan. I haven't watched it yet, but um, the new Top Gun movie's on there. Yeah, I displayed my DVD collection a few years ago. So the roof is relatively recent. I know because when I bought the house, they mentioned that they'd replaced the roof because there'd been hail damage in the past, and apparently they replaced it with tiles that are more hail resistant. Yeah, that's one of the things you run into here in Waco. I haven't seen a really good hailstorm, but apparently we can get up to baseball size hail, and it happens every once in a while. I know one of the guys that I work with, his truck got hit by hail, and you look at it and it's dented all over the place. There's hundreds of little dents in it. Rhonda's break is over. Thanks for stopping in, Rhonda. Say hi to the girls for us. Tell them Uncle Breck misses them. Yeah, I haven't done the Hulu thing. Like I said, I just wish there was one service that had everything. You realize how much different the world would have been if early on, when Blockbuster Video was the biggest thing in the world on movies, had decided to go with Netflix and invest in that. The girls are sweeties, despite what Rhonda says. Of course, I don't ever have to see that side of it. No, I mean, I was on Amazon Prime for a very, very short time, but no, I didn't really see there much there that I was into. I don't buy enough on Amazon to make it worth the trouble. I'm still kind of old fashioned that way. When I go buy something, I like to physically go to a store, see it, hold it in my hands, and make sure it's what I want. Yeah, yeah. I remember. Well, yeah, I got onto Netflix when they were more of a streaming service. I think they were still doing the DVD thing also, but I've never done that. It's always been streaming with me. And I've had Netflix for quite a while now. Oh, you get it free with T-Mobile? Okay. By the way, I still love my Pure Talk. That was a great move that I did. If your nieces and nephews give you Amazon lists. Yeah, yeah, it's really hard getting anything from my nieces and nephews and my niece and nephew anymore because they just don't say what they want. So I get them gift cards and I don't know. Fortunately, I think I've gotten to the point where um, they're old enough now that I can maybe abandon that part of it and just send them a happy birthday message through Facebook or something. Yeah, I think there is one Blockbuster left. I've heard that too. I don't remember where it is though. Maybe somebody can tell me. I don't know if there's a connection between Blockbuster and Redbox. I've never used one of the red boxes. I'm probably not going to be able to do silo screams anymore. It's disappointing, but I had a blast doing it. And, maybe one time this month or during October I'll go visit them, but I don't think I'm going to be able to participate. Work is just getting to be too much. It always necessitated me blowing out there right at 7:30 because it starts at 8. It's a 30-minute drive from Waco to Temple. So yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be able to work, especially if this thing that's maybe brewing actually happens. At that point, it definitely won't work. And no, I can't just book time off for that. But I had fun doing it when I did it. And like I said, I'll maybe try and go visit it, just as a guest at one point. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do Halloween at home again. I had a blast doing that last year, and it was very well received by the neighbors. So no, there won't be any traveling, and I'm not sure that's even going to happen. We're gonna gonna play it by ear. I'll definitely let you know if and look forward to it if it gets to be a regular thing every year. I know that I used to do Halloween at my house in California, and people came from miles around to see what I did. It wasn't just the neighborhood. I'd have people come from drive in from 5 or 10 miles away to see what I did, and they'd come back year after year after year. I mean, I had kids come up to me and says, "Yeah, I've been coming to your place for like 10 years since I was a kid." That made me feel good. So I'd like to do that again. And I will definitely, even if Halloween is on a work day, I'll definitely make it a point to take that day off. Still hear the pecans hitting the roof. Oh yeah, Christmas is going to be another one of those things that it's going to be a regular thing. I love doing Christmas. That was such a huge inspiration to my neighborhood in California too, because when I started doing Christmas, nobody did Christmas on my block, and after I started doing Christmas. It took a few years, but it went from nobody doing Christmas to like my block being the most decorated block in the whole community. Yeah, I had fun with the Christmas Village, and like I said, I'll put that up again uh, next Christmas. It's not going to be one of those things I think I leave up all year round, but it was fun to have, and we'll do it again. Who knows? Maybe we'll add to it. Where's Bite? I think he's probably in his room. Let's see if we can coax him out here with the kitty treat jar here. Oh, there he is. I guess he wasn't in his room. Yeah, I'll probably get some new stuff this year. One of the things I had that kind of ghoul that I had hanging from the tree, and nobody could see it because it was so dark at night, and so I have to light him up better. I don't have an Amazon wish list. I don't know. Would people go to that if I set one up? Every cat in America. That's part of the goal here. That's part of my inside joke. Is every time I do this, I know that I get everyone's cats and dogs waking up and getting very excited. Rhonda's told me that multiple times that whenever I shake the kitty treat jar, that all of their animals perk up and start paying attention to TV. So that's my inside joke to all of you guys. All of your pets that are going hyper right now, yeah, that's for me. Okay, I got a couple people who would maybe consider a Amazon list. I'll think about it. I mean, it wouldn't just have to be train stuff either, I suppose. But you can always send me a PayPal too if you want to do that. I know that's always appreciated. When I get a PayPal or a super chat or something like that, that usually goes into the fund that work pays for some projects. They'll pay for plants for the yard or something like that. You want to send me a casserole dish, huh? Man, I don't know if I have room for anything more in my kitchen. I'm gonna have to get a second kitchen if I get too much. Yeah, I would consider if the opportunity presented itself. I had a blast talking to Alan West. There've been, Jordan's been pushing me to do to try and get a video with George W. Bush, who just lives next community over in Crawford. I know that seems a little intimidating, but the scary thing is I probably could almost do it. Oh, I was looking for a souffle dish. That was the thing I was looking for. I never did find that, but I faked it with my snap pan. That was when I did that chocolate pudding thing. Yeah, I actually have a few casserole dishes. Christmas is approaching, huh? Well, it's debatable whether it would help or hurt the channel. There are a lot of people out there, that are very anti one political party. I know with the Alan West interview, I lost like 20 or 30 subscribers because of that. There's just people that they are so intolerant of opposing viewpoints that even to present it, they don't want anything to do with you. Oh man, a deluxe telescope would be awesome. But you know, I mean, that's going to have to be somebody with deep pockets because you know you're talking a couple $1,000s there. You know, but yeah, I mean, I would love to get a great telescope. No, it doesn't matter if you're taking sides. They look at it as, hey, you're acknowledging this person. I don't like that person, so I don't like you. Now, honestly, I kind of tend to get a little vindictive about that. If you're somebody that's so filled with hate for one side um, that you won't have anything to do with anyone that even acknowledges that one side, then I don't really want you as a viewer anyway. You know, we don't have to agree to be agreeable. Yeah, I'll probably hit the George W. Bush Museum at some point. I don't want to just be the presidential museum channel though, but I'll hit that at some point. Yeah, I would. What I would have liked is a really nice, high quality telescope that is computer guided that I could plug a camera into. Because I think it would be fun to be able to do a vlog about looking at stuff in the stars, maybe even a live stream. But unfortunately, the good telescopes are pricey. To keep your puppy alert, huh? Every time I shake the treat jar, he goes and sits in front of the treat closet. That's funny. Yeah, I think a lot of people would learn if they just learned to listen to the other side. Are rocks the results of stars? Rock stars are. Yeah, I think it'd be really fun to do a vlog, of astronomy because astronomy is something I've always loved. Now it's weird. I don't know if anyone would watch that because the ones the vlogs that I think are going to be really popular are the ones that nobody watches. You know, this one when I went to the drag boat races last week. Nobody watched that one. I thought that was I thought a really fun video, and I was really happy with that video. And nobody, it was disappointing. Of the last 10 videos, it was number 9 in terms of views. And then that went live last night with me talking about the job, that's the number 1 video of the past 10. I don't get that. That's me sitting in a chair. But whatever, people watch what they watch. It wasn't a particularly interesting thumbnail image. It was sort of a clickbaity title. What's the difference between federal and state services? I guess I don't understand the background of the question, but um, in my case, I'd be more in favor of state services because with the federal government, they're less accountable to you. What if you have a problem with it with a particular service? Who do you call in the federal government? State service is closer to you. You could actually probably go and talk to somebody and maybe get something done. Yeah, you're right, John. That one completely blows my mind. The one of me fixing that lamp. That's like I think my number 4 video ever. There's a couple of them I don't get, and that is one of them. There's another one where I did fish in the Instant Pot, and that's like number 6 or number 7 video. I don't get that one either. The JFK videos, okay, I get that totally. The Logan's Run video, I get that totally. The one where Jordan tells the story about how we met, I get that one totally. But I don't know. There's just no accounting for what sometimes will catch people's attention and make them interested. Gene's on her way to church. I guess we always lose Gene about this time. So have a good church, Gene. Yeah, I agree. The founding fathers wanted the states to have all the power. That was why the Constitution, if you actually read it, the Senate is elected by the legislatures of the states because they wanted the states to have a role in what the federal government was doing. And I think the whole problem with federal government overreach, that all started when people started electing senators also. That was why, and we mentioned this last week. That's why one of the first things I would do is abolish the 17th Amendment. Go back to the states electing the senators, because then the states could put a limit on it and pull some of this power back from the federal government. Well, I don't know. We're going to see what happens. The whole thing with DeSantis and him, and everybody's saying that he's saying that slaves benefited from slavery. That's just a complete misreading of what the policy actually is, of what's actually happening here. But unfortunately, that's what seems to happen. They misrepresent things, get everyone freaked out. I like DeSantis. I think he would be a great choice. Yeah, I agree with you, Susan. Age limits, term limits, and lobbyists. I mean, you heard what happened to McConnell. He froze up in the middle of an interview a couple of days ago. Had to walk him off. Same things happening with Biden. Same things happening with Dianne Feinstein in California. And maybe not age limits, but maybe mental capacity limits. You know, Sometimes people decline a little bit as they get older, and you know, Feinstein and Biden and McConnell are all examples of that. And what Fetterman too. Term limits, I agree with that completely. Yeah, I really enjoyed the drag boat races. I got burned to a crisp out there. I'm still a little red from that, but most of it's peeled away now. That was last week. I went to that. Yeah, yeah. The lobbyist thing is an issue too. This idea you leave politics and then become a lobbyist. No, there either needs to be an outright ban on that, or at least you have to be out of politics for 10 years. And I agree. I'm 100% behind term limits. We got to get the idea that we got people that are citizen politicians. They go in, do something for a few years, and then have to go back and live in the world they create. I would think that would keep them focused. You know, there's people who say, "Oh, but it takes a while to learn how to do it right." No, all you do with being there a long time is you learn how to manipulate the system. Yeah, I agree, Susan. I'll admit I didn't support Trump initially. In the primaries, I went for Ted Cruz, but when Trump became the candidate, you know, I supported him wholeheartedly, and I think he was an excellent president and very effective too, which is why the swamp is going after him so viciously right now. He's the biggest threat to them that there's ever been. And I think he failed to anticipate how big of how much that they would fight back. Yeah, California had term limits too, but I don't want to spend too much time talking about politics, so it does tend to drive people away. See, it drove everyone away. Nobody wants to talk anymore. Lights down at the end of the hall here. Let's throw them some kitty treats. I silenced everyone with my brilliance. Yeah, that's it, right? That's exactly what happened. Kitty treats were cheaper under Trump. Oy. Do I ever make cold salads? No, not really a whole lot. I mean, we have a cafeteria at lunch and everywhere at work, and from time to time I'll have a salad for lunch, but I don't really make one of my own. Usually when I have dinner, it's an on a main course and then sometimes a veggie or something. If I do have a salad, it's usually a pre-made salad. I like salads. White's not into salads though. Just saying. Flash likes salads. Salads are for dogs. It's supposed to be hot today. It's supposed to get up to 102. I don't know. What does it say we are now? And does it say where we are? It says 95 right now. Do I subscribe to any YouTube channels? Yeah, a couple of them. I of course subscribe to Jordan's channel. I subscribe to Jeff's channel. Um, I subscribe to Eric Moon's channel. That's Epic Paul for the rest of you. A couple others to Matt's channel. What animals eat watermelon? I'm sure Flash would like watermelon. Never tried that though. French toast vlog, that'd be good. You got a good French toast recipe? Send it to me. Marmots and turtles. I'm guessing like you know, possums and raccoons and skunks would probably eat it too. They tend to be like omnivores. They'll eat just about anything. Birds will peck at orange slices. See, I don't. I think if I had any kind of veggie or fruit or something like that out here, it wouldn't last long. I had an apple that went bad in the fridge a while back, and I just put it out in the backyard on top of Flash's cave, and it was gone the next day. Somebody took it. I used to resist things like possums in the backyard in California because they'd get into my fish pond and eat my fish and stuff like that. But I'm a little bit more tolerant of it now because I don't have anything that they can eat that anything live that they'll eat. So I tend to support the wildlife here. 109 Phoenix right now. No, thank you. Although it's supposed to be 106 here in a couple days, so that's not much different. It's a good day to stay indoors, I think. John Guthrie, the guy that does Silo of the Scream, said he's got tickets for me for the Comic Con convention next week. So we may do that next week. I think that's what he said here. Let's see here. Yeah, 5th and 6th next weekend. I think that's next weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, they'd asked me to hang out at the booth. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll probably go hit that. That might be fun. Okay, marmots are a large groundhog. Okay, I've heard the term. Any vacation plans? Maybe. Uh, we're coming up on um, another maintenance cycle at work, and depending on what's happening, I may do something during that rather than working the maintenance cycle. Maybe I'll take some vacation time and go do something. I don't know. We'll see. I still owe Jordan a visit, so we could do that too. That'd be a fun trip. Not really a Vegas person. I've been there a few times. I'm not really into the gambling. It's more fun to go see, the sights, walk the strip, go just kind of hang out. When I go, I don't gamble a whole lot. I think last time I was in Vegas was when I went with Jordan a few years ago. That was when we went and saw the Bonnie and Clyde Death Car and the Kiss mini golf and all that. I think that was we were celebrating Jaw's birthday, and we took a little road trip to Vegas. Well, yeah, I think he was posting vlogs from Vegas in the last couple of weeks. You got to remember, Jordan posts vlogs weeks in advance. So if you see where he is in his vlog, it doesn't mean he's there now. That means he was probably there several weeks ago. He posted a picture on Facebook recently of Jaw hanging out in front of the pool. So at least at that point, I think he was. I think at that point, he was probably home. Yeah, see Mitch McConnell space out. Yeah, these guys got to get out. All of them that are that old that kind of stuff is happening. I don't care what political party you are, and it's ego that's keeping you in. I still hear about the bats. They're still trying to relocate them, but I haven't heard of any progress. Last I heard, they were thinking about building a bat cave for them that they thought might be good. But the issue is getting them all to go to the bat cave. It was a blast seeing that though. That was one of my favorite videos of the past year. Yeah, I don't know if what I don't think that Jordan maintains his own pool. He probably has somebody come in and do it. I haven't talked to him about it, but that's my guess. Jordan tends to be a little bit more hands off, at least more so than I am. I like to do as much as I can. Yeah, I'd love to do a meetup and meet some of you people, but unfortunately, I've tried a couple before and nobody's ever shown up. So I guess I'm just not big enough yet to warrant that. And since I don't really travel a whole lot, it's a matter of somebody coming here. But yeah, it'd be fun to see Jordan and Jaw again, and it'd be great to meet his girlfriend. She seems really nice. Like the only meetup I've ever been to that was ever successful was one with Jordan. It was one of his meetups. The plants are doing really well in the backyard and in the front yard. Um, we're still on kind of this water rationing thing, but there's a little bit of a loophole in the policy where it says if you have new plants that you can water beyond the normal um, you know rationing days. And so what I've done is, since I've got a sprinkler timer, I just set up the regions where the new plants are as a separate program. And on the nights I don't water regularly, I water just those sections. And so the plants are doing well. All the stuff here seems to do well. You just got to water it enough. I put hydrangeas in the backyard, and the hydrangeas did fine for a while, and then they got pummeled in the heat because I wasn't watering them enough. But now they're bouncing back. That's one of the things I like about hydrangeas too. They'll bounce back. You can, even if it seems you kill them off, they'll stay alive underground, and you can, bring them back just by watering them again. In fact, they get kind of big and ugly if you let them grow year to year, but when they kind of fade at the end of the winter, if you cut off all the branches right down near the ground, they'll come back again and it'll be nice and beautiful and green. And no, it isn't a monthly limit. It's based on you can water certain nights of the week. And here it's what, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday that I can water. There's Eric. I was thinking we hadn't seen you today. Must have just gotten up, huh? Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. That's quite the life. Right now, the rock display case is just up here. There's some details that I have to figure out, and I'm kind of mulling it through in my head how it's going to work. It's going to be a little complicated because I have the shelf brackets under the table, and there's an angle piece, and so I have to make the back of the table kind of go down at an angle, and then like that. And I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. But I'll do that. I'll do the display case at some point. It may be when it cools off a little bit. It's way too hot to be doing anything in the garage right now. Yeah, I am thinking about having a separate blacklight section. I mean, at very least, I get the blacklight flashlight, but there's gonna be a little tape light under there for lighting everything up. I think it'll look nice when it's done. I'm looking forward to it. But what I really need to do, I think, instead of black lights, which are just lights that are um, you know, ultraviolet. That blacklight flashlight I have is strictly ultraviolet. There's one on Amazon. People are pushing me to set up that list, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe I'll think about that. The thing I'm concerned about a lot of times with Amazon wish lists is, they're just small items, but the things I'd probably put on it would be kind of big items. And so, they'll probably limit the kind of things that people wanted to do. Yeah, school starts on the 14th. I feel for you, buddy. Oh, now we got Darth Saber giving Yoda lines here. That's that's the uh, that's the ultimate in irony. I remember that, Eric, when I was in school. It's like, the last couple of weeks of summer, it's like you just have the sense of dread about, oh man, I've got to go back to school again. Yikes! I hear you. I feel for you, buddy. You're going into the 12th grade though now, right? What about a curios cabinet? No, I kind of want to build something myself because I wanted to, if it was like a pre-made cabinet type thing, um, I don't know where I'd put it. That's the problem. With if I build my own thing, then I want to put it under the table. I know I'll be able to make it to fit exactly where it needs to be, and it'll be just exactly how I want it to work. It does. It always brought anxiety to me. I couldn't enjoy the last 2 or 3 weeks of summer knowing what was coming. There isn't a really good place to put it behind me. I couldn't like put it here on the CD rack because the CD rack is only about 6 inches deep. But I'll definitely, when we build that and when I put the stuff in it, we'll definitely show you what's there. I got so many really cool things. And I'm going to definitely take a visit over to Gallery 11 again on Wednesday and see what they got. So yeah, I mean, we could do something like this thing. That's my CD rack right there. I built that a long time ago, and that's where I've kept my CDs ever since. Oh, you're in 11th grade this year. Okay, I was going to try and say, okay, well, at least it's the last one, but you get two more. That's a drag. But you get a free period. Okay, that's cool. And half day in the 12th grade. Okay. See, I didn't get that advantage. I had to go full day on in 11th grade and 12th grade. I think I had like the first period off, so I could sleep in a little bit more in the morning. And for the first time in the 12th grade, I was actually allowed to leave campus during lunch. No, because if I put it on top of the shelf, then one, it blocks all the pictures here, and two, I can't use the shelf for any of that other stuff. So no, it's going to have to go underneath, but we'll definitely show you what's in it. We'll do a good vlog, and if there's requests during the live stream to say, hey, let me see your rock collection, I could go pick it up and we can go look at that. Piece of cake, right? Did I like school? No, I couldn't stand school. I mean, there were a few classes I enjoyed. I enjoyed metal shop when I was in junior high. I actually took a couple cooking classes in junior high also. High school too. I think I took a cooking class. Other than that, I wasn't really into any of it. I wasn't a very good student either. I just wasn't ready for it. I didn't see the advantage of learning things at that point. You know, I like to learn things now, so I was a better student when I went to college a few years ago than I was when I went to college 30 years ago. In fact, I've kind of halfway thought about it would be fun to take some classes at a local community college, just things I'd be interested in. None of the boring classes, no math, no English, but maybe some computer classes. I had a blast in geology. I took a couple of geology classes when I was in college a few years ago, and that was one of my favorite classes. I'd love to take maybe an astronomy class. I did that once a long time ago, and I was way into astronomy, but I didn't really, I don't know, I didn't really grasp what was going on at the point. Now I think I'd have more fun at it. I took a college class a number of years ago. It was practical physics, where it wasn't so much the math, but more kind of the concepts of physics. I had a blast with that. So much fun. There's Jeff. Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, there's a Waco Community College or McLennan Community College or something like that. I think it's McLennan Community College. It'll be a blast, I think, to do that. Just find some classes that I want to take. Not pursuing any degree, just looking to enrich myself. At dinner at church. All right. It's funny, you keep seeming to have problems with the internet when you're streaming your services. I guess you had Facebook problems today. They're blocking you for copywritten music. That sounds about right. Glad you made it in right at the end, though. This was a fun live stream. Yeah, that would be the best part of all, not having to worry about the grades. If I get something out of it, I get something out of it. If I don't, I don't. I think the Bible is the intellectual property of God, but he seems to be pretty cool with it. Kevin's checking out. Thanks for talking, coming in, Kevin. It was good talking to you. Well, Hacksaw Ridge last night. Okay. Will I be doing any bike vlogs? That would be fun to go down and bike along the river. It would have to be. I'm not going to do it now when it's 102 out, but that would be fun. I would love doing that. Organic chemistry, that might be interesting too. Not necessarily something I'm as much into, but who knows? I didn't know how much I'd enjoy geology until I got into it either. Should go swimming in the river. Never, yeah, I've never been in the river. I got to say, I envied those people that were helping the boats, those kids that were helping unload the boats at the drag boat races last week. That was the place to be. It definitely wasn't any fun being on land. It was hot out there. Holy cow! I was only there for maybe an hour or so. By the time I left, I was like dripping sweat. I hope so. I'd love to meet you, Jeff. Show you my town. There's all sorts of cool things here. It isn't just Dr. Pepper and Chip and Joanna Gaines. And Branch Davidians. I just love the history of this place. Yeah, I saw that posting about that. The only boats I saw that were actually on the river were the rescue boats. I don't know, maybe I was wrong, but yeah, I mean things go bad really, really quickly when you're talking about speeds. I mean, one of those boats, I mentioned that they were saying they were going to hit like 200 miles an hour. Those boats were just hauling across the water. I think when the time came for me to kind of choose where I was going, I was into astronomy, not so much geology at the time, but into astronomy, but not good enough that I thought I could turn it into a career. Yeah, well, those boats don't carry a whole lot of fuel. I was looking at those boats, it's all engine. I was surprised how loud they were. I mean, when I drove up, I heard a couple of them going. I thought, wow, that's louder than I expected it was going to be. And a couple of those were so loud they actually hurt your ears a little. Yeah, I would assume that it was that there was prize money involved because there's got to be a prize money involved because they were saying people came from all over the country to participate in that. You're not gonna move a boat from the other side of the country if there's not some money in it. Yeah, I hope to see you at some point, Jeff. That'd be great. I'm a huge fan of LED lights. When I build my case for my rock collection, it's going to have LED lights in it. I've already bought the tape lights. Never been to Texas. No, you don't know what you're missing. Actually, I came through Texas on my way to a church convention when I was a kid. So that was my first experience with Texas, and I don't know, it didn't make much of an impact on me at the time, but we were only here a day too. Anyway, I put in my 2 hours. I got a vlog I got to do today, so we're gonna pull the plug on this one. I had a great time today, everyone. Thanks for stopping in. We had fun, and I'll see you again next week. Good night, everyone.